Right guys, sort of following on from my last couple of videos, it's been 2 weeks now since I did the PP and fluke treatment, and fish are definitely looking a lot happier. I was still seeing a little bit of flicking for probably the first 4 or 5 days after the treatment, but now I'm not really getting any at all, so fingers crossed. I think we've got on top of that. In terms of my missing koi, which I think may have been got by a heron from last time, it's definitely not turned up, so it's definitely gone. I've been keeping a close eye out in the mornings and the evenings, and I haven't seen a heron. I haven't seen any footprints on the covers or anything like that, so I don't know if it's more likely it got pushed out over the glass and one of these two picked it up, or next door's cat or something, because it was only a small fish. A few jobs to do today. I'm going to do a couple of scrapes on a couple of the fry, my homegrown fry. I want to have a quick look at them because they are pretty much a year old now. I think they hatched on the 12th or 13th of May last year, so pretty much a year. We'll have a little look at them in the bowl. They've done really well actually since they've been in the new pond. A couple of them in particular are a really good size now. So get them out and just do a scrape just to see if there's any flukes on there. I am going to do second treatment of fluke solve, although I'm not going to use PP before it this time. Although it does seem to have worked. The fish really didn't like that last time, so I'm just going to put it in, and I'll turn the trickling off, and I'll turn the flow on the shower right down to give it a bit of time to work through. Yeah, the drum filter's been working well the last couple of weeks. I have been having some problems with it, but it seems to be working well at the moment. I put this under the waste pipe a few minutes ago. This is what it pulls out every time it cleans. I don't know if you can really see in there, but there is a lot of dirt in there, and it's pulling that, a bucket like that out of the water about every 45 minutes to an hour at the moment. So that's one of the good things about drum filters is they do get rid of the waste straight away. It's not sitting in your pond. If I had a multi-bay or even my easy pod, that would be sitting in the water for the next 2 or 3 days until I cleaned it, and yeah, that water in there is absolutely minging. And before I get told off by anybody in the comments, I better give my glass a clean as well. As you can see, I'm getting a bit of algae building up on there, and I also get a lot of white smear marks on this side of the glass. Fish always seem to splash over the top of the window, and because my water's so hard, it just leaves white smear marks all the time. It's really annoying, but I need to invest in some sort of proper brush. But for now, just got a bit of sponge, and as it's only a small window, I can give that a wipe really quickly, and it only takes a few seconds. So I've got a couple of my homegrown fry in the bowl. I mean, none of these are exactly show quality koi, I know, but they're quite special to me just because I've raised these from eggs. If anybody hasn't seen any of my old videos, these were spawned from fish in my pond. I'm not totally sure which ones the parents are because I didn't have any kahakus that spawned, but yeah, nice little fish. This one here, it was an Ashiba. I don't know whether you can see like the net pattern, and then there's some dark bits on the head there and lower down, but it's sort of gone really dark and it kind of just looks black in the pond now. That's the smallest one that I've still got. I think I've got 8 in total. I didn't want to stress them out by trying to catch all of them. This one's actually got quite a nice balanced pattern, although its colours are a lot, they're not come through as bright yet, so I'm certainly going to keep that one for a bit longer, see how it develops. This is the biggest one. It's really deep fish, really big body on it. Obviously the Benny's not brilliant quality, and it's got that black on the top of it as well, but yeah, it's quite cool. And I like this one. This was always one of my favourite ones in the tank, but it used to have a bit more red on the other side, although most of the red on the other side has disappeared. But yeah, quite cool fish, and they've grown loads. I mean, what's this biggest one now? It's, I don't know, it's not far off 30 centimetres now, maybe a little bit under. There's one or two of the other ones that probably actually got some nicer patterns, but I just couldn't catch them with the net, and I didn't want to stress them out too much. But yeah, my first attempt at raising fry, and at least I've got something to show for it. I'm going to do a couple of scrapes off these now, make sure the flukes are gone, and when I'm 100% sure I've got rid of my flukes, I'm going to be moving a few of these on, so if anybody is interested, let me know. Quickly boiled up my little grow and show fish for the Discord group. I don't think it's grown loads, but it's definitely filled out a little bit. Eats quite well, this little fish. For such a tiny fish, it's straight up there getting the food. It's got quite a lot of underlying sumi, which should make it a really nice fish when it all comes through. See if we can give it a quick measure. Right, so the fry are all back in the pond now. There's two of the other ones there that I didn't get out, you can see. They're all a little bit freaked out at the moment because I've had the net in, but some good news for once is all of those scrapes come back clear. There's a couple of dead flukes on one of them, but no live flukes. I think that is, I mean, it's the first time in absolutely ages that I've done a scrape and there's been nothing on it, so I'm really pleased about that. I know I had a few negative comments about using PP and fluke solve last week or 2 weeks ago when I did it, but you know, I don't regret using it. I've had loads of problems getting rid of these flukes, and it does seem to have shifted it this time. I am still going to do the second dose of fluke solve, just because obviously flukes lay eggs and the treatment don't kill the eggs. So I'm going to get that in today, and hopefully if there is any fluke eggs, that will get that killed off, and hopefully we won't have any more problems with parasites this year, and I can get a little bit of food in them. Yeah, there's another one of the my homegrown fry as well. So I'm just having a go at getting my auto feeder set back up. Because I'm heated to 16, I'm feeding a fair bit now, and I want to sort of spread it out as much as possible. So this is a Fishmate P7000. I've had it for a couple of years. It works really well actually. It holds quite a lot of food. If you haven't seen one before, you can either have 3 timed feeds a day, sort of varying amounts. I think it's a portion is somewhere between about 12 and 15 grams, and then you can do however many portions you want, or you can set it to frequent feed mode, where basically you set a start time and an end time and a total number of feeds, and it will just spread them out throughout the whole day, or throughout however long you set it. But for now anyway, I'm just going to do 3 timed feeds to go off while I'm at work during the day, and I'll just do 1 portion each time for now, and then I'll sort of gradually raise that up as we go on. I'm going to fill it up. I've got some, this is Coppen's top koi in there, and I think there's a little bit of 2 mil sinking food which I had left over from the grow on when I was growing the fry over the winter. Got some Hikari wheat germ, and I've also got some of this Takazumi easy sinking food, so I'm just going to do a big mix of that in there. Yeah, in the auto feeder. I've not been feeding any of this Coppen's top koi up until now because it's a really high protein food, but I am heated to 16, so I think that'll be okay, especially as it's mixed with 2 lower protein foods as well. Anyway, I'll get that in and I'll get it set up. And what I've done for now is I've just screwed it to this off-cut sleeper, and I'm going to stand that on the side of the pond. It's mostly so it doesn't blow away. I will eventually screw it in place on the pond, but And I've still got the covers on, so once I get the covers on and the pergola up, I'll find a permanent home for it to go. So once I get the covers on and the pergola up, I'll find a permanent home for it to go. So I'm going to get my second dose of fluke solve in. I've just flicked the switch on the air on the bottom drain to come back on. I'm not going to do PP before it this time, I'm just going to put it in. But what I have done is I've turned the shower right down, and I've turned the underwater return down again as low as it will go, just so the drum's not taking too much out too quickly. I have got a little bit spare of this in this packet, not full dose. I think I've only got, well, I need 40 grams and I think I've got 10 grams spare still. So what I'll probably do is after 24 hours or 48 hours I'll just put in another little top up dose just for anything that the drum's taken out. Use a whisk from the kitchen. Mrs. doesn't know about that, hopefully she doesn't watch this. We'll get that in. Made the pond nice and cloudy for a little while anyway. But yeah, hopefully this time we finally have knocked the flukes on the head properly. So that's all the fluke solve in there. It's made the top of the pond nice and foamy and lovely and cloudy in there now. Can't see anything at all. Decided I was going to turn all the filtration off for an hour just to sort of let the fish sit in the full concentration of fluke solve, and then I'll turn the shower on slowly, and then overnight I'll turn the heat pump on because I need that to keep the water maintained. And as I say, I'll do that top up dose after 24 hours. Fish don't seem too bothered by it. I'm not going to feed them tonight, as you know, I don't want the drum filter going off too often. But yeah, positive that there was no flukes on the scrape, and hopefully doing this second dose should get rid of any egg laying flukes, and hopefully we'll be parasite free and can get some food into these fish now. Anyway, thanks for watching this video guys, that's it really for this week. Just thought I'd better let you know how I was getting on with the flukes. See you on the next one.